Namaste to all. Here I am with a video relating to capital gain. In this video, we are going to do some problems relating to long-term capital gain. Previously, we did problems relating to short-term capital gain. So now we are going to do some problems relating to the long-term capital gain. Question number. We will do those questions which are little bit typical, which require some explanation from my side so that you can do the problem. Already we discussed about advance money forfeited and related question, so I'll take up the question relating to that. In your textbook it is question number 5, page number A69. So it is relating to Sri Harsha, who is owning a house and used for residential purpose. For what purpose? Residential purpose. The house which was constructed for 1,80,000 40 years ago. Now your previous year is 2018-19. From this, if you deduct 40 years, it will be obviously before 1/4/2001, isn't it? Why I am saying, if any asset is purchased before 1/4/2001, we should take CII for that asset as 100 because it is before 1/4/2001, and while taking the cost of acquisition we have to consider cost of purchase or fair market value on 1/4/2001, whichever is higher, right? So these points, while reading the question, you should get all these points. Okay, see, when it is constructed, also is saying on 40 years ago, on 11th July 1995. So it is, sorry 40 years ago. Here ends the one point. On 11th July 1995, he entered into an agreement to sell the house to Mr. Abraham for 8 lakh rupees and received 80,000 as advance. So Sri Harsha entered into an agreement to sell the house in 1995 and he has received 80,000 and advance. Mr. Abraham failed to pay the balance amount and consequently advance amount is forfeited. When advance money is forfeited, advance money related, one thing we need to remember is what? Is advance money forfeited before 1/4/2014 or after 1/4/2014? Advance money. In the last video also I have explained related this. Advance money forfeited, okay, or forfeited, whatever pronunciation you give. Before or after? Before 1/4/2014 or on or after 1/4/2014. Here it is taxable under the head income from other sources in the year in which it is forfeited. Here it will be deducted from, reduced from from cost of acquisition. So here advance money is forfeited in 1995. So whatever this 80,000 is there, that will be deducted from cost of acquisition. Okay. The house is sold during the previous year for 82 lakhs 25,000. During the previous year means 2018 19. Okay, for how much? 82 lakh 25,000, and selling expenses were 1%. We need to take 1% on this value. Fair market value at 1/4/2001 is 14 lakhs. Think there is some print mistake. It should be 1,40,000, I think. Ante. Okay, let us consider it. Okay, 14 lakhs itself, not 82 lakhs is there na cost sale value, no print mistake. So fair market value is 14 lakhs. During the previous year 2002-2003, one more floor is added to the building at a cost of 6 lakhs. Cost of inflation index for that year is 105. During 2008-9, 3 lakh rupees is spent for renovation and painting. Cost of inflation index is 137. C. Improvements in capital nature will be allowed as cost of improvement. You are adding one more floor to the building. Suppose consider it as one building. सोच लो ये एक बिल्डिंग है, इसके ऊपर और एक फ्लोर बना रहे, ये कैपिटल नेचर. This one more floor, adding one more floor to the building is capital nature, but renovation and painting, इसका थोड़ा मरम्मत करवाना, रेनोवेट करना और पेंटिंग करना इसको, ये so these are not considered as cost of improvement. Only 6 lakhs during 2002-2003 will be considered as cost of improvement. So I'll complete the question here. Calculate what is written in the next page. Right, calculate capital gain and tax liability if income from other heads is rupees 1 lakh. दूसरे हेड का इनकम 1 लाख रुपए है तो क्या करना है, कैपिटल गेन कंप्यूट करना है और टैक्स लाइबिलिटी भी कैलकुलेट करना है. इट इज गिवन इन द पेज नंबर A70. सो लेट अस सॉल्व दिस प्रॉब्लम. फर्स्ट थिंग, asset is acquired. Nature of asset is what? Nature of asset is a residential house property. Residential house property means immovable property. Immovable property held by assessee for more than 24 months will be considered as long term capital asset, and resultant gain will be treated as long term capital gain. Okay, so immovable property acquired before 1/4/2001, so fair market value or cost, whichever is higher will be your cost of acquisition. Don't forget this 80,000 advance money forfeited, we need to deduct from cost of acquisition, and indexation will be done. Current previous year CII is 280. For the before 1/4/2001, base year index is 100, that we need to consider, and 1% transfer expenses. There is an improvement, so we need to consider improvement also. Indexed cost of improvement, that is cost of improvement 6 lakhs into 280 divided by improvement year index 105, that we need to divide. So let us do the problem. And 3 lakhs for renovation and painting will not be considered as cost of improvement. So let us see the answer relating to it. To make our calculation easy, I made some small adjust. Let us see the answer. Computation of long-term capital gain of Sri Harsha for the assessment year 1920. Particulars rupees 1 inner column, 1 outer column. Full value of consideration, that is sale value. Selling expenses 1% value, that is 18 lakh 25 82 lakh 25,000 into 1%. Net consideration we will get. Indexed cost of improvements. Indexed cost of acquisition, indexed cost of improvement. Two working notes we are going to do. And long term capital gain before exemption less exemption under section 54, long term capital gain taxable. This is our format. I will reveal one by one, don't worry. First, full value of consideration, that is nothing but 82 lakh 25,500. Okay, this is what we are having. Next, 1% of 82 lakh 25,000, that will be here. So 82,250 we need to consider. If you deduct those things, you will get net consideration as 81 lakhs 42,750. That will be our net consideration. Then the next point is indexed cost of acquisition, indexed cost of improvement. First we will see indexed cost of acquisition. So here we go. Calculation of indexed cost of acquisition. Self acquired asset purchased before 1/4/2001. Cost of acquisition is indexed cost of acquisition is equals to cost of acquisition purchase value or fair market value, whichever is higher. Purchase value is 1,80,000 and fair market value is 14 lakhs. So which one is higher? 14 lakhs. Minus advance money is there, that advance money forfeited we need to deduct. So cost of acquisition is 14 lakhs minus advance money forfeited 80,000. So your cost of acquisition will be 13 lakh 20,000, that we will take here. And CII of transfer year divided by 100. Why we are taking 100? Because asset is acquired before 1/4/2001. So we will consider it as 100. So transfer year index, that is previous year, 280 divided by 100. So 13 lakh 20,000 into 280 divided by 100, you are getting indexed cost of acquisition as 36 lakh 96,000. Next thing is indexed cost of improvement. Okay, let us find that one also. First we will write working note one answer here, indexed cost of acquisition. Okay, then indexed cost of improvement. For that working note 2 is there, 6 lakhs cost of improvement into 280 divided by 100. सर हमें भी दिखाओ ना. Here we are having calculation of indexed cost of improvement, into indexed indexation CII are not purchase year, it is improvement year. 6 lakhs into 280 divided by 105, 16 lakhs. This we will take in the statement. So from same valuation, if you deduct transfer expenses, net consideration 81 lakh 42,750 minus indexed cost of acquisition minus improvement exemptions 28 lakh 46,750. Taxable long term capital gain, since there are no exemptions under section, so 28 lakh 46,750. Next, income from other heads is normal income is 1 lakh. What will be your tax liability? So that is there in the next page. Let me show. Here we are having computation of tax liability of Sri Harsha for the assessment year 1920. Tax on normal income at slab rates on 1 lakh rupees. Basic exemption limit for non-resident is 2,50,000. Out of 2,50,000, first we will use for basic exemption limit for normal income. So from 1 lakh, if you deducted 1 lakh, there is no taxable income on normal taxable income. Okay, and tax on special income, long term capital gain under section 112 at the rate 20%. So total long term capital gain we are getting is 28 lakh 46,750. Basic exemption limit after adjusting from 2,50,000 total basic exemption limit, you have used 1 lakh for normal income. So remaining 1,50,000 you can use it for special income. If you deduct minus 1,50,000, then you will get 26 lakhs 26 lakh 96,750 as your taxable long term capital gain at the rate 20%. So tax on this will be tax before HEC 5 lakh 5 lakh 39,350 plus HEC 4%. You will get tax liability, total tax liability 5 lakh 60,924. If you round it off under section 288B, it will be 5,60,920. This is how we need to do the problem, and we need to write some notes relating to it, points. One by one I will explain. Please see, these are the notes we have to write for the problem. Notes. 1. Assessee Mr. Sri Harsha purchased a residential building before 1/4/2001, that is 40 years ago. They said period of holding of immovable property exceeding 24 months, not 12 months. By mistake she wrote 12 months. 24 months will be considered asset, and gain on transfer of such asset will be considered as long term capital gain under section 112. It is taxable at the rate 20%. Cost of improvement of capital nature will be eligible for indexation if improvements are after 1/4/2001. So improvements are after 1/4/2001, that is in 2003. So we have taken those only. Cost of improvements of revenue nature will not be allowed as deduction from capital gain. So cost of renovation and painting expenses are revenue nature, will not be allowed. Advance money forfeited by the assessee before 1/4/2014 will be deducted from cost of acquisition before doing indexation that we have taken. If age of assessee and nature of residential status is not given in the question, we need to consider assessee as resident and non-senior citizen. So, and having basic exemption limit 2 lakh. Basic exemption limit will be first adjusted against the normal income. If any, will be later adjusted against the special income. Same is applied while calculating tax liability. So each and every point we have wrote here in this. Okay. So this is how we need to consider each and everything. So here is the solution to the question number 5. Let me tell one more thing, one more small question, so that we can see. Here we are having one short question related to capital gain. This type of questions will be asked for short question. Sri Jayaprakash purchased sculptures. Do you know sculpture? Jayaprakash personal effects. Generally, capital assets having personal effects will not be considered as capital asset, and though involve personal effects, but there are some exceptions to it. Jedpas, jewelry, archaeological collections, sculptures, scriptures, painting, drawings. Okay, these will be excluded from the definition of capital asset, including immovable property. Though immovable property is used for residential purpose, personal effect will not attract. These will be treated as capital asset and will be taxable. Here, Jayaprakash purchased sculpture on 25th June 2000. During the previous year, selling expenses were amounted to 10,000. Calculate capital gain in the following two situations. If it is sold to Mr. Ravi Teja of Haryana state, एक इंडिविजुअल को बेचे हैं, then what will be the capital gain? We need to calculate capital gain in 2002, and this is the previous year, means more than 36 months. So you can do indexation and do the calculation for this. And if it is sold to Jawaharlal Nehru University, Delhi, when National Laboratory or to museums or universities, if you sell the sculptures, then those will not be treated as capital gain and it is exempt from the capital tax liability. So in situation 1 it is taxable, in situation 2 it is not taxable. The same thing we need to mention. Okay, there is no capital gain in second situation. In situation 1 it is taxable. Okay, that's it. Answer relating to it is given in the notes. You see that from the notes itself. I'll go for one more question so that we should not waste time for unnecessary things. Just those questions will be asked in the exam for the short question purpose, so that is why I said here is one Wonderful question. Let us see the uh, details of this question. Hope you people can easily solve, but let me explain it once. Srimati Chennamma constructed a building for rupees financial year 85-86, means before 1/4/2001, and spent 5 lakh in addition, in adding one more floor in the August 2001. Okay, when she has added? In 2001. This is also August. Is it before 1/4/2001 or after 1/4/2001? Additions before 1/4/2001 will not be considered, but August means after 31st March, after 1/4/2001 itself. So this 5 lakhs will be considered as indexed cost of improvement. She sold the building for 45 lakhs during the previous year and value is 50 lakhs. See, in case of immovable property, whether land or building or both, okay, when sold and stamp duty value is given, if sale value, if not, if stamp duty value is greater than 105 sorry, greater than, I wrote na, stamp duty, here is the question. So stamp duty value greater than 105% of sale value or full value of consideration, that is 45 lakhs, then stamp duty value equals to full value of consideration. Full value of consideration you will take. This is sale value. I'll write here sale value. Stamp duty value exceeding 105% of sale value of consideration, then stamp duty value will become full value of consideration, otherwise not. Transfer expenses 64,000 is given. Cost of inflation index for 2001-2 is 100. Fair market value of asset on 1/4/2001 is 15 lakhs. Calculate income from capital gain and tax liability if income from other heads is 7,90,000. I want to tell one more thing. In the previous question, I wrote with the uh, red pen that in the page lastly, income from tax liability if income from tax is 1 lakh. So that is there in the question itself. I have not. So let us come to this question. So income from other heads is how much? 7,90,000. Let us see the answer relating to this also. Here stamp duty value is given. That is why I am taking this question. If stamp duty value is given, how to consider, and additions after 1/4/2001 will be considered as cost of improvement. Here month is given 2001 August. If it is after 1/4/2001 we will consider. If it is before, improvements will not be considered. So Let me show you the answer directly. Question number 6. For this, I'll first show you the answer related working note part. So first we are seeing the working asset is land and building are both transferred uh, in the previous year, and stamp duty value is given in the problem. Then full value of consideration will be determined under section 50C. As per 50C, we will take full value of consideration. What 50C will tell? Calculation of full value of consideration. In case of building, will be when stamp duty value is given. If stamp duty value percent of sale value of consideration, then full value of consideration is equals to stamp duty value. Here 105% of 105% of 45 lakhs for 45 lakhs into, if you do 105%, it will be 47 lakh 25,000. 25,000 is less than percent of sale consideration. So the value equals to 50 lakhs. Next, indexed cost of acquisition. Asset is constructed or purchased before 1/4/2001. So cost of indexed cost of acquisition is equals to cost of acquisition into year divided by 100, because it is before 1/4/2001. And how you will take cost of acquisition? Whichever is higher, cost of purchase or fair market value on 1/4/2001. Cost of purchase is 5 lakhs and fair market value is 15 lakhs. So you will consider 15 lakhs as the cost of acquisition. There is so CII of transfer. Okay, now it is clear. Little blur it was previously. So 15 lakhs into 280 transfer year index divided by 100, as it is before 1/4 by 100, you are getting 42 lakhs. Calculation of improvement, that is addition, adding. So cost of improvement into CI of transfer year divided by CI of year. So 5 lakhs into 280 divided indexed cost of improvement is 14 lakhs. So let us, I have shown you all the workings. Let us come to the answer part. Computation of is full value of consideration. Working note 1, you can write WN1 here. Working note 50 lakhs as stamp duty value is 8.5% of sale value of consider 1000. If you deduct 64,000 from the 50 lakhs, net considering note 3 14 lakhs and 40, together it is 56 lakhs. If you deducted, you are getting long term capital loss. Here L is there. Long term capital loss, as because 56 lakhs is the minus value, you are getting loss of 6 lakhs 64,000. So taxable, already format the you people will write now, that is why these things will happen. So long term capital loss before exemptions, if in case of gain you will get exemption. Here in this question exemption is all. Capital loss, long term capital loss 6 lakhs 64,000. Other head 7,90,000. Come now, at this point of time you people know entire income tax too. So only against from long term capital gain. So this loss cannot be adjusted from any other heads of income, only it will be adjusted from long term capital gain. So this should be carried forward for long term capital loss should be carried forward for 8 assessment years. That point also I know, because you know what are the things. Now let us see tax liability part. Here computation of tax liability of Srimati Chennamma for the assessment year 1920. Particulars: having 7,90,000 normal income, 7,90,000 they are 7,90,000. $7,90,000 tax on normal income at slab rates 2,50,000 to 5 lakhs, 5% 12,500, 5 lakhs to 2,90,000, 2,90,000 into 20%, 58,000. So total tax before HEC is 70,000. HEC 4% on 70,500, it is 2,820. Tax liability 73,320. It is already rounded off, no need to round it off again. So this do the calculation. So and don't forget to write the note I have said just now. As we write notes to stamp duty value, already we wrote. Long term capital loss can be adjusted only from long term capital gain, otherwise will be carried forward for 8 assessment years. So here I'll end the problem. Remaining problems, and tomorrow I'll make another video related capital gain with some other tricky critical points. Hope these videos are useful for you before the exams. So please, before doing the problems, once go, if you think how to solve the problem, you will be able to know, and if asked also you can write in the exam. So prepare, and I'll give the notes related link, and watch all the videos. I'm seeing, I'm sending the videos, but only few people. Okay, I'm making it for your purpose. If you are not, I'm making the video for one student. If they get the benefit, that is enough for me. Better if more number of students get the benefit. That's it. So share to your friends, and that's it. सीखना बंद तो जीतना बंद, सीखते रहो जीतने के लिए। जय हिंद।